Joined today by my good friend Norman, the CEO of Elevate. And today we're going to be talking about what backgrounds
Yep.
make up really good tech salespeople. So, Norman, from your experience, I know we did a video already for teachers, but shy of teachers, what are some, if you were to name off the top of your head, maybe like three or four backgrounds, or maybe even five backgrounds that make
Right.
for a really good tech salesperson?
Thanks for that. So at Elevate, we tend to enroll students who come from what we call sales adjacent backgrounds, meaning you have some sort of sales experience or really communication heavy experience in your professional career. So good examples of these door-to-door sales, door-to-door canvassing if you worked in political campaigns, the entire role being focused on the communication with you and a potential buyer or prospect, car sales. Teachers, we talked about teachers, hospitality, great opportunity in hospitality, real estate agents, etc. So generally, you've had sales exposure or you've been in a career where communication was really pivotal in order to be successful in your day-to-day work, because that gives you a little bit of the experience of being in tech sales, where again, you're judged by your ability, if you're an SDR, to bring in quality meetings, which means you have to have this conversation with potential buyers and see if it's a really good fit. Or as an account executive, to be able to close deals. So maintaining a relationship, so continuously communicating with potential buyers to then close the deal. So if you already come from a background where communication was a core element of that role or in your career path, absolutely fantastic. Now, what you need, because just because you come from car sales or you've had some door-to-door experience, you're not going to be eligible for a 50, 60, 70K career as an SDR in tech and tech sales. So that's just not going to happen. It gives you a leg up. But what you usually need in these roles is you need some sort of skill set development and you need a little bit of a mindset change that changes your technique, right? So as an example, if I was selling door-to-door solar sales, I'm knocking on this door and I'm immediately trying to get a commitment in that one conversation. And that commitment will lead to a sale. So it's usually a commitment to get a meeting, and then we're going to have a conversation. You're going to sign some documents. You're going to get solar panels in your house. Uh, that type of pace is different than in tech sales, right? And these door-to-door sales, you're expecting an answer and then a commitment right then and there. Whereas tech sales, you get these commitments over a period of 3, 6, 9 months. So it's a
Ooh.
totally different game, and you have to change your technique and your mindset in order to be successful. But if you can do that, the tech space loves candidates with these types of backgrounds because they can do the job and they can do the job with intensity.
Wow. So these sales adjacent roles, you talked about teachers, you talked about car sales, you talked about real
Right.
estate sales.
Right.
What were some other backgrounds that you talked about?
Real estate sales, hospitality, door-to-door canvassing, door-to-door sales in any aspect. So again, roles where communication was a pivotal piece of your day-to-day role.
So when we're talking about hospitality here, that can mean a lot of things. So we're talking about wait staff,
Yeah.
bartending. Uh,
Bartending, servers do excellent. Excellent. You have this inherent knowledge of how to build rapport, build a relationship, usually because that means you're going to get a bigger check size. You're going to be able to add to recommend different items. So we see bartenders, we see hospitality, we see folks who are even at front desk, but they were in front desk in some high volume hotel or some sort of establishment. Great, great, great backgrounds, great candidates.
so anybody that's basically like in a client facing or customer facing
Yeah,
position where they got to interact with them all the time,
yeah,
what would you say like on a while they are obviously maintaining this full-time job?
yeah.
What would you say is the learning curve for them to basically be able to pick up the necessary skills to move on into tech sales while they're maintaining that full-time job?
So the learning curve from a skill set is not very steep at all, because what you're doing is you're taking everything you do in customer facing roles, all of the communications and conversations you're having, and you're being able to identify from a skill perspective what kinds of conversations you're having. In tech sales, for example, we have cold calls, we have discovery calls, qualification conversations, etc. So you're able to label the types of communications you have and then create technique or associate technique with those conversations. So it's really, oh wow, I've been doing all of this but now I know what I've been doing and I know how to be intentional with my communication. The biggest gap is actually the mindset shift in expectation and the amount of work you need to put in order to get the result. So as a waiter, right, the amount of work that you might put in is you need to know the menu front to back. You need to be able to have that minute-long conversation with that table. You need to be able to identify what they're looking for, maybe get a sense of what they might like and offer it. But that whole amount of effort is maybe a minute to 2 minute. Multiply that by as many tables you have in any given hour, right? So it's a lot of effort spread really wide. In tech sales, it's a lot of effort spread really deep. So you're having 1, 2, 20 conversations in a month that are high value conversations. And you need to think deeply about what their needs are, what they're looking for. And then you need to add research and the technique that you've learned to keep the conversation going. So it's going to be a call. Then it's going to be an email. It's going to be a message on different channels. So each one of these are really deliberate. They're not just you saying hi to a table and going through a spiel and that's it. No, there's a little bit of that, but the technique is really important and the follow-up is really important and the intensity of the effort is really important. That's the biggest learning curve. You know how to sell. You need the technique to sell it in this world, and then you need the mindset shift that gives you, propels you to go ahead and follow up and put enough energy over a period of time with these buyers.
Got it. Okay. Well, if you're watching this video right now and you are coming from a car sales background, a real estate background, or a hospitality background, teachers, any one of the positions that we've mentioned before, please reach out to us. Even if you are just curious about whether or not that you are just interested in either tech sales or in any other career in tech, definitely schedule the call. Chances are you're probably wildly unhappy doing what it is you're doing right now and looking to go ahead and move on to bigger and better. My name is Rich. Thank you so much for your time, Norman. We'll talk to you very soon.
All right. See y'all.